Hey guys. I love this car. What is up, guys? Today we're in a fun car. Today we're in my buddy Zach's 2016 Challenger RT, and I'm gonna try to be a little unbiased with this car because I really like it. And well, this was the only car that I was considering getting when I bought my Mustang. I actually wanted one of these before I wanted my Mustang. We'll get into that a little bit later. So, initial impression on the Challenger is it's just it's awesome, and it's awesome in a punch you in the face America kind of way. Every car makes their own noise, you know. Mustangs are known for having a little bit deeper growl. LS motors have that, real cool high-pitched noise to them. And Challengers and just Dodge, I guess Mopar in general, just has this stupid, angry, just menacing noise that they make. It's hard to drive this car slow. So I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this video are going to be, going through Google and going through YouTube, and going to be watching the same video all the time, Camaro, Challenger, and Mustang. And I haven't driven a whole lot of Camaros, so everything I say about this car is really going to be compared to my car. If you don't know, I've got a 2016 Mustang GT, and so I think this car is really on par with that one in a lot of ways. I think a lot of things about this car are better than my Mustang, and there's a couple of things that I think my Mustang probably does a little bit better. Clutch on this car feels a little weird. It's really, I don't know if it's heavy, maybe just my clutch is really light and that's what I'm used to, but it's heavier than the Mustang, and the engagement point is, I swear, it's right next to the carpet. From the carpet to the engagement point is probably only that far, and that's going to take some getting used to. So the story on how Zach actually got this car is pretty funny. This is Zach's first car. He's been a truck guy forever, and all he's ever owned is trucks. So, I've only ever owned cars, so I'm sure a lot of you guys that go from a truck to a car, it's a big change than it was for him. Not only that, Zach had never driven a manual car before, did not know how to drive a manual car. But, because I was with him, I would not let him get an automatic one. I told him, look, you'll learn, I'll teach you, you'll be fine, you're going to appreciate it. And somehow I talked him into it. So I talked Zach into buying an almost $40,000 car that he couldn't drive. But he appreciates it now, and he drives it all the time, and he drives the snot out of this car. He drives it harder than anybody I've ever seen drive a Challenger, or any car for that matter, and it definitely keeps it fun and interesting. One thing Dodge did a great job on is just the interior of this car. Just everything you touch feels nice. The steering wheel's got this big meaty grip to it. The shifter with this Tremec 6-speed in it is just awesome. Just everything's soft, and it's a good inside of it. It's a good interior of a car is what I'm getting at. And it's huge in here. I know the car's huge, so you can afford to have room like this in here. But I'm 6'1" and a bit, and I'm probably about 6 feet wide as well, and this car fits me very nice. So suspension setup on this car, it's almost completely stock other than just a set of Mopar lowering springs. And funny story about that, they were only supposed to drop the car about 1 inch, and it probably dropped to 2.5 inches. This car sits in the weeds now, but it looks great. It gives the car the look it needed, because beforehand, it really sat up in the air, kind of like my Mustang does. Getting back to the exhaust in this car. This car has a SLP Loudmouth 1 catback on it. And it sounds amazing, and he better keep it, because this is about the third exhaust setup Zach's had on this car, and he already wants to change it again. But like I said, it just makes the super awesome growl. So power-wise, this thing's cranking at about 375 horsepower. This is the RT, so it's a 5.7, not the bigger engine that you get in, say, a Scat Pack or an SRT. But 375 horsepower, and I think a little over 400 pounds of torque. And you know, kind of easing into comparison with the Mustang here. It's not as fast. The Mustang's definitely faster. So if you want a from stock faster car, the Mustang or Camaro is going to be the better bet. You know, that being said, this car makes 375 horsepower feel a lot faster than it really is. You know, going from my Mustang to this car and doing a first, second gear pulling it, I don't feel like this car is that much slower than my car, and it might not be. You know, both this car and the Mustang are awesome in what they do. And that's why it's kind of hard to compare them, because they're set up for different purposes. I think if you're looking for more of a track car, the Mustang's your better bet. If you just want an old school muscle car that has all the creature comforts in it, and you want to go fast, you want to make a good noise, and you have to drive it every day a lot. So this car is a 2016, so this year, and Zach has 34,000 miles on it already. He bought it brand new. So if you're looking for a car that you're going to put a lot of miles on, go for the more comfortable car, man, because this car is perfect. If you want my opinion, but this is the internet, so I know my opinion means absolutely nothing. Choosing between the two cars is hard, because I really, really like this car. One thing it could use, if I have to, because I'm giving this car a lot of praise, so I got to complain about it. It needs bigger brakes. It just does. I mean, I'm sure a Scat and SRT is probably a little better, but if you're gonna have a car that weighs 4,200 pounds, you have to put big brakes on it. And but forward it goes fine. Yeah, we need brakes though. This thing needs more brakes. Alright, so Mustang Challenger. If I had to go back again, what would I buy? I think on the looks, I think this looks better. I think maybe just because I'm an old school guy, I like the way this looks maybe a little bit more than the Mustang. I love the way the Mustang looks, don't get me wrong. I think my car looks amazing. But if I have to park these next to each other, I just think I like the looks of this a little bit more. Sometimes I think the Mustang has a couple too many edges on it. The way it drives, I feel like the Mustang does drive better. I love the way this car drives. Ergonomically, everything's perfect. The shifter fits perfectly in your hand. But there's just a slight responsiveness that the Mustang has that this one just doesn't quite have. It's not the car's fault. It's just, it's a big car. Sound, dead heat. They both sound amazing. So what would I buy if I had to go back and do it again? I'd buy the Mustang again. This is because I'm a Mustang guy, and that's all I've owned. So I'd have to go buy the Mustang again. All right, let's do a good little first gear pull on this thing. Let's see how it feels. Ready? Here we go. Such a good noise! Ah! This car's so good! See here. Good car. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps it up for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this review video. Thank you to Zach for letting me review his car. Be sure to check out the next video, because I'm going to update you guys on the bike news, because a lot's changed on the bike news. We've gone a different direction, but I'll get more into that next week. So Until then, thank you very much for watching, guys. Again, I appreciate it so much. So until next time, bye.